The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Barbers Chat Network, our great partners at H&B Media, or any of our media peers. We're just five idiots who love sports and love to talk shit. If you're offended easily, then this show isn't for you. And for those of you who aren't offended easily, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Remember, it's only entertainment.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack. This like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
Before we start the show, we want to thank our sponsors, Pillars. Pillars is the best clothing line in the Chicagoland area. If you're looking for a dope hoodie, a sweatsuit, shirts, shoes, or even stuff for your kids, Pillars is where you should go. You can visit any of their 4 store locations in the Chicagoland area or visit pillarsclub.co and order online. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You, man. It is Friday, April 19th, 2024, man. I am your host, Scott Lewis. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BarberChairScott. Follow the Barbers Chair Network at Barbers Chair Net on Twitter and Instagram. Follow H&B Media and at H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram. Of course, get in tune with our sponsors, Pillars. You can visit pillarsclub.co, go to pillars_club on Instagram, or you can go to any of the 3 store locations in the Chicagoland area. That's one in the West Loop over there on Madison. There's one over in the Chicago Ridge Mall and also in the Orland Park Mall. Get you a nice little hoodie, get you a hat, get you some, a sweatsuit, get you stuff for the kids, get you some shoes. They got a new 40% promotion. You can go over there and get the code so you can get you some nice stuff from Pillars. Salute to the gang over there, man. We have got a very packed show for y'all today, man. Thank you for starting off your weekend with us. We are going on an hour early today, man. We're going to lead y'all into the Bulls Heat play-in game for the right to get thrashed by the Boston Celtics. We have no guests on today's episode because we got a lot to get into. So I'm going to bring in the crew. We're gonna have a group sound off today, a topic that I'm gonna need help with. But we're gonna bring in the homies JR Bang and Dante, man. You know where to follow Bang at JR Bang on all social media platforms. You can follow Dante at October Zonte on Twitter, man. It is a great Friday. I feel like Drake listened to the pod this past week. Summer Sessions push-ups is on DSPs.
DSPs.
Mr. Duckworth, you are on the clock, my friend. All right, we're waiting. And on top of that,
no.
This nigga put your shoe size on the artwork, like. And I'm not trying to, because we are both, me and Kendrick are both part of the untall community, but I do not wear a size 7 shoe. I do think it was wild if he did wear a size 7 shoe, but you definitely have to fight somebody for putting that on artwork that will be seen across the globe. But Bang, how are you feeling? I think I know the answer to that question. How are you feeling?
Hey, very mature.
Very mature, JR, man.
Very mature. I feel very mature today. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Dante, how you feeling, brother?
I'm solid, bro. The Texas Rangers are in town, so
okay.
I might fight through traffic and go to this game. I might just chill and wait till tomorrow, but decent, bro.
Good, man. I am feeling good. I got me a cup full of Casamigos. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling real good today. It's a Friday. We got good.
It is Friday, G. Put your drink up real quick. Shout out to Friday, man.
Shout out to the Friday, guys. Man. Shout out to all y'all. Man. Shout out to the guys. Everybody about.
I'm out here lame as fuck.
You can toast the strawberry vanilla. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody watching on Twitter. Everybody watching on YouTube. Everybody watching on Facebook. We appreciate y'all, man. So as I take my sip. What Dave Chappelle say on Chappelle, as I sip my juice. As I do that, let's get into the first topic. Is we're going to talk about something that, man, this has been going on social media for the last couple of days, really the last couple of weeks, honestly, as we've seen since the March Madness for the women's tournament, for just in the WNBA draft this past week, which, by the way, I told Damian this on halftime, and I'm telling Dante this because y'all have been on the WNBA train before I got on there. I watched majority of that draft.
Hey, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, bro.
10 picks of that draft, I actually sat down and watched. So shout out to all the women who just got drafted this week. But I want to talk about Miss Caitlin Clark because this has been a very big conversation over the last couple weeks about, first it went from, oh, she's getting all this hype because she's white, which is what it started and still there now. Then it was, oh, I never seen a loser get paraded around like this. How dare she be on Saturday Night Live? Like, how many times we've seen other champions win and LeBron James was still on your television screen? And then it went to shoe deals. You know what I'm saying? As we didn't know, the first went the wage gap. Forgot about it. The first people complaining about Caitlin's $330,000 contract, when she's basically getting $75,000 a year. And then it went to news came out this week that Nike will be giving Caitlin Clark an 8-figure deal for a first ever signature shoe before she even hit the court. A lot of people got upset about that. A lot of people said, where's A'ja Wilson's at? So I'm going to say this the best way I can. And I advise Dante pre-show that if I get too close to the sun to cut my mic off. Okay. So what I want to say about this is, first of all, we have got to stop doing this. And what I mean by we, I mean us, black people. We need to stop with this. Does race have something to do with it? I think I would be naive to say that race doesn't have anything to do with this. I believe race has something to do with literally every situation in the history of mankind. But to say that she's just getting propped up or getting all of this love just because she's white is not true. Caitlin Clark can hoop, bro. She can hoop. What's 100%? I believe she's worth the hype. Everybody knows this. She's part of this little NIL phenom era that we've been seeing. Of course, we know Caleb Williams will be drafted this time next week. He'll be a Chicago Bears. Same thing with him. But when it comes to the shoes debate, you have to look at sales when it comes to stuff like this. Like, should A'ja Wilson have a sneaker? Yes, we should 100% do this. Is she the best player in the WNBA? 100%. Is she as hot right now as a Caitlin Clark is? No. Nike's going to go where the money is at. And on top of that, I don't look at the situation where they're ignoring her. We don't know what kind of talk she had, what her people have had with other different shoe companies. We don't know what deals were proposed that she didn't like or she liked, maybe something like that. But it also comes to the forward and big man position, big women, big man position, don't sell shoes like that. Do you own a pair of Jokic? Does Jokic have a shoe? I don't think he does. How many niggas have you seen walking the street wearing Giannis?
I forgot he had a shoe.
And my point exactly. We used to get clown back in the day for wearing Shaqs.
Bobos.
Do you know any niggas who wear Ewings? You know what I'm saying?
Them Ewings was fire though.
Did you know any niggas who wore Ewings?
That one.
They came back for 2 weeks, like a couple years ago. Niggas had them on, but
we heated Marks because Ewings was his own brand. So if you wasn't with Nike or whatever, anything outside of Nike, Reebok, and Adidas was Payless.
Yeah, but exactly. And like to your point, Scott. But I think what the issue is, and I've had this conversation with a bunch of people, like you said. It's funny, like now that the WNBA conversation has really hit the mainstream, you get a lot of the same dumbass takes we get with NBA Twitter. So like it's been interesting to see it evolve like that. And as far as the Caitlin Clark thing, it's getting to a point where we're letting the people who are loud and wrong drive the conversation, and they shouldn't be. So it's not that she's white. That's not what this is. Because like I said, I've been talking to women who've been, obviously deeply invested in women's sports, and we talk about this show all the time. It's just the fact that the same way you have people who will sit here and say there's an agenda when Luka or Jokic are being pushed by the NBA when the NBA is 90 whatever percent black or 80 something percent black. It's the exact same thing with the WNBA. So when you sit here and act as if you don't see it, you don't see the issue with these black women who have held this league up and pushed it and been the best players. And yet you see now they've already started it live the last few seasons with Sabrina Ionescu when she first got into the league. People were like, yo, she's a rookie and y'all are just giving her everything. And so it's the same conversation, but somehow people seem to miss the mark and not understand where it's coming from. So it's not the fact that just because she's white, because obviously that's outrageous. Anybody that watches basketball, period, you understand that one of the reasons she's a gold mine is because they can compare her to Steph Curry, who has dominated the NBA for the last 10 years. You feel me? The fact that she has a similar game and she's coming across half court pulling like that and just bringing excitement. And you have WNBA teams switching their home games to NBA arenas, because of ticket demands. This is something that's great for the league. So nobody is, just trying to blame Caitlyn. And again, this is back to what we went over a couple weeks ago. It's the coverage is when people who are just being blatantly obtuse, like, that's not what it is, but you're going to sit here and just keep playing in people's faces. That's the part that I feel like a lot of women and a lot of people who are invested in women's basketball are frustrated with. So that's why I think it's important, like every time we have these conversations, that we let it be known, it's not has nothing to do with her being white at all. Because she can hoop her ass off.
I get the frustration, but it's also like, number one, Caitlyn, like one thing I'll say about Caitlyn herself is she's not doing anything that has anything to do with that. But and that comes to me like this, bro. With any situation, we could talk about if somebody who was at a job for a long time, I helped build this place. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe somebody comes in, they the hot thing. You gonna roll with the hot thing. That's just really what it comes down to. And I think when you look at how the WNBA is right now, I believe this is a good thing for the league. And I say this because when you got dumb conversations come in, that means that people are looking, and this might sound a little rough, but people are looking at you like they look at the major sports now. Because how many dumb conversations do we have in NBA Twitter? How many dumb conversations we have in NFL Twitter? The fact that people are having that now in the WNBA, I believe that's good because more eyes are on it.
Well, I disagree with the race thing. It has everything to do with her being white. But what you expect? Like the demographic of America is what? When you look at sports, what do you see? You see the majority of African Americans playing sports and dominating in those sports. Go back and look at the NBA back in the early 80s back in the 70s going into the early 80s, and you had white people bold enough to go on TV and say that the NBA was a hard product to watch because we don't see us on the court. Excuse me. So yes. This has everything to do with Caitlin Clark being white because there have been black people that's played in the WNBA that have been just as good in different areas, and they ain't get what she's getting. But I'm not going to blame anybody for that because if that was the case, then everything that happened to Tiger Woods would have been wrong. Mm-hmm. There was an increase in viewership in golf when Tiger Woods came onto the scene. It was more black people watching the PGA Tour than ever before. Why? Because black people saw somebody like them playing golf in a majority white sport and winning. The only thing that changed is Tiger Woods went on Oprah and said that he was cobbling Asian. And Caitlin Clark is not going to go on Oprah or Gail or whoever and say that she's mixed race or something like that. That's how come she gets to play good. No, it's not going to happen. So for us to act like race does not play a big part in it, yes, it does. But what do you expect white people to do when they see somebody that's good as hell in the sport that they love? White people love basketball. So when you see a white person as good as Caitlin Clark, not a European person, like she's not from Uzbekistan or Skachistan or Russia or anything. She's not from Croatia. She's from Des Moines, Iowa, I think. She's from Iowa, fam. If I was white, I would be pro Caitlin Clark too. It's lit. We finally got somebody.
I think my issue with it is a lot of people acting like she's not good.
No.
I don't think nobody acting like that. Nobody acting like that.
Nobody. Wait a minute. That's hating. Now that's hating.
you gotta ignore. Like the
And
people
those
that
niggas
like people on the extremes in these conversations, you gotta just tell them shut the fuck up.
when
And that's
you
why
look
I
at
think that, like it's part of that. Like that's the part that really muddies the water. And it's like that's not what we talking about at all. Because
Like,
if you
Well,
think she can't hoop, you
here's a
bullshit.
question in the chat that I want to talk about because I kind of disagree. It said, "Do you?" From Jason Andrew. He said, "Do you think Angel is expedited to stardom for Caitlyn, i.e.
No.
Taylor and Kanye?" No, I don't think that way.
No,
I don't think.
I kind of do though.
But I want to do y'all think that Kanye expedited Taylor Swift? I'm not
Yes.
in that camp of people.
Well,
Yes.
I'll let Dante go first because it's a caveat for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think so because it's kind of like with Bird and Magic, America, like these cold race wars, they clean this shit like this. And so Caitlyn's talent combined with the fact that she was going up against this black girl, and you know, the whole you can't see me shitting and the back and forth and the different ways they play, that definitely expedited it. But like her game has spoke for itself, and that has, you know, kept it going. But no, I think that definitely sparked a lot of this, and it's continued to this day because you saw when they came up for the rematch, motherfuckers, they did the whole culture thing where LSU was our team, and you know everybody else was Iowa, and it's like
white thing, every coach,
but with them especially.
So
I think it definitely aided her, you know, her rise to stardom.
Yes, expedited. I don't know about that.
I was say I don't want to say expedited because she was already a star. Remember, she was a star going into the tournament. The catalyst of this was them playing in the final and her winning. Because remember, if we want to go in deep in this and how a lot of this started not really because of Caitlin Clark, who expedited, and it's funny saying this, who expedited the stardom for Angel Reese was not Caitlin Clark. It was the now former point guard of LSU, Haley Van Tilt, or whatever her name is. Because what happened was people were already mad at Angel Reese for her, I guess you want to call them outbursts, but they're not outbursts. There's excitement, love for the game, trash talk, and all of that. Caitlin Clark doesn't do that as much. Not saying she don't, she just doesn't do it as much. But remember, Haley Van Leets, or whatever her name is, she was the one who was doing the choke sign and talking shit and everything. And everybody was saying that if Angel Reese was her, then y'all wouldn't be saying anything. But Angel Reese is not white. She's black. So y'all letting that little girl from Louisiana do what she want to do. And then she end up losing. And then you went up against the darling. The expediting came with Haley Van Tilt and her outburst compared to what Angel Reese was doing. All she did was end up going into the final and being more spotlighted against, and people were hoping that Caitlin Clark shut up Angel Reese. But it started with Tilt, who ended up becoming the point guard of LSU and ended up getting cooked by Caitlin Clark.
Haley Van Lith.
What? Haley.
It's short.
Her.
We gonna talk about Angel Reese in a minute too, and you know her affiliation with decided she want to be one of the Lords. We'll get into that into a minute, man. But let's go into our next topic on this because we got a lot to get into today. But actually, before we start that, I want to actually have an announcement. So next week is the NFL draft, so we will be having a special watch along thing going on for the NFL draft, man. We will be logging on at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern. It will be hosted by J.R. Bain. I'm showing the logo right here. It has me on here for contractual reasons. My face had to be on here, but J.R. Bain will be hosting. He will be joined by Dante, Mikey, and Courtney. Was just added today. So the whole squad will be here for the NFL draft special. They'll have a pre-show heading into the draft, and then they will be, just talking, watching through the first 10 picks, giving their thoughts on it. And I will be joining live from Hallis Hall and giving you all the thoughts and all the things that's going on from ground zero after the Bears make their first 2 picks, which will be Caleb Williams and number 1. Who knows what's going to be at number 9? Maybe they move up. Maybe they trade down. We will figure out what's going to happen on that. So the NFL, I'm not going to hold you. NFL Draft Special will be this Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central on HNB Media and the Barber's Chair Network. And so look out for that. There will be no show on Friday the next day. So that will be all the stuff you have for that, man. So we appreciate everybody who's going to tune in. And Bang, what can they expect from the Bang takeover as you'll be in the host there?
Hey man, shit. If you heard me on some dude, if you heard me on First Black Champ, you gonna hear that times 2. Because for the first time in our lifetime, and hopefully the last time in our lifetime, Chicago Bears had the number 1 pick and we got the number 9th pick. So we gonna give all of the details, the information on the presumptive number 1 pick in the NFL draft, Caleb Williams, and whoever else we pick, along with all of the picks in the first couple of picks of the NFL draft. So, hey man, we gonna get ready to kick it. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all tune in, and we gonna have a ball.
Definitely. I will be like you know, when they have Adam Schefter checking in, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be live from Hallis Hall holding that down, man. So yeah, man, let's get into our next topic with the NFL, man. NFL draft is 6 days away. Bill Belichick, former coach of the New England Patriots, he is out of his shell now, as he will be a draft correspondent on the Pat McAfee show for the NFL draft next week. And before, if I didn't see how well he did during the top 100 special where they broke down like all the different players who made the list, he was very, very good in that. I would be like, nigga, I don't want to hear Bill Belichick talk, but he actually, I think Bill Belichick kind of like Tim Duncan. Well, that nigga probably got a crazy personality, he just don't show it. So, but news came out this week that the reason he didn't get the job in Atlanta that eventually went to Raheem Morris, shout out to Raheem, much deserved, was because Patriots owner Robert Kraft was dirty macking. And he was telling his friend Arthur Blank, you shouldn't hire this nigga because of this, that, and the third. Now, this came out in an article from Tom Pelissero this week, Jeremy Fowler, about the inner workings that went on with this. We don't know if this is 100% true, but coming from those two guys, it means it has to have some type of merit to it. My personal opinion on this, man, if it is true, very nasty work. Very nasty work on behalf of Robert Kraft. No matter how you may feel about Bill Belichick and how that dynasty ended, and maybe it was a little premature letting Tom Brady out the door, and maybe he should have picked Tom Brady over Bill Belichick. That doesn't mean you crap on him in public. This is a guy who completely changed your franchise. This is a guy who, after you, the whole little, not sabbatical, but situation with Pete Carroll and, the beef they had with Bill Parcells, he came in and changed the entire fortune, man. He's the reason you have 6 Lombardi trophies over there at Hinesfield. I keep calling these different names. From Gillette Stadium. Like, he's the reason you have all that. And I feel like just off the respect of him being there 20 plus years, that you should have been doing way more than instead of trying to block his jobs, man. That's nasty work if true. Now, Dante, you're in Atlanta, man. You're closer to this situation. What do you think about these allegations? Do you think they're true? Do you think they have any merit, or what you just think about this entire situation?
They're very true, and I don't have a problem with it. I mean, Arthur Blank and Robert Kraft are close. I think they're 2 of the probably top 4 most powerful owners in the NFL, like without question. And I mean, they have similar circles. There are people in the Falcons front office who are from New England. There are some people who are very close to Mr. Blank or in his ear, and I wouldn't have a problem with Robert Kraft calling him, because Robert Kraft has worked with Belichick for the past how many years? Damn near 20?
About 25 years.
25 years. So yeah, if anybody knows him, it's Robert Kraft. So if he has his hesitations at Bill Belichick at this stage in his career, I don't have a problem with him telling his homie that. Like, so I don't think it's blocking his jobs. I think if anything, he's like, hey, bro, just so you know, if you hire him, this what he owned, and you might not like that because I know you. So that's like if you about to hire somebody and I'd be like, hey, Scott, G, you can hire him, but that nigga shady, G, just so you know.
Okay, now that you put it that way, big problem where you put it that way. But that's a good point. That's a good point. Bane, what you think about this, man? Do you think it's dirty macking?
No, Dante just said it. I thought this was the dumbest shit that I've seen all week and heard all week. They was arguing on ESPN, talking about that shit on ESPN all week, and I was like, wait a minute. If he would have said that to any other team with owners that he's not friends with, then that would be hating. That would be dirty macking. He talking to the homie. He's talking to the homie. Scott, you call me and you say, yo, hey man, I know you did this pod with old boy, but he trying to do a pod solo with us. What you think? And I know that this dude ain't shit. I'm not gonna be like, well, you need to find that out for yourself. No, I'm obligated as you being my friend to tell my friend that the dude you want to hire ain't shit. And all the unintended circumstances with other teams has nothing to do with me. I am talking, and what you do with that information has nothing to do with me, even though I would think you wouldn't pass on that information if you say, hey man, friend to friend, what you think this is. If I were to lie to my friend or hold something back to my friend, then that means my friend should look at me crazy. So if I'm Arthur Blank and I ask Robert Kraft, my homie, what it is to work with dude, and he don't give me anything but his truth, then he ain't my friend. So for anybody that's looking at this situation and saying that Bill Belichick got dirty macked by Robert Kraft, then that means you got ain't shit friends. You got huff-ass friends who's not willing to tell you the truth or be real with you from their experience. So for anybody, if you can advocate for the Atlanta Falcons to have a head coach like Bill Belichick, but if the homie comes and say, yo, I know this dude got all these Super Bowl titles, but he ain't what fit for you, as my friend, I expect you to keep it real, and you know me. He's not the best fit for you and what you do, so you should move on. And if anybody got a problem with that, then your friend circle is huff. Y'all don't tell each other the truth.
Very, very rarely on this show does my opinion change, but it has. See, I think also what I didn't know the extent of his friendship with Robert Kraft. I didn't know if like, oh, I'm just cool, buddy, or that.
Oh, no, that's his boy.
Friend. Okay, well that changes things. I didn't know that was like his man's. Okay, I get it. I changed my opinion on that. Well, it's no longer nasty to me. I thought it was just somebody who he just knew. You know, they be cool. They might get dinner at the owners' meetings or something like that. I didn't know that was his nigga. So I changed my opinion on that. But let's go on. Let's move on to our next topic, man. We're gonna talk about kind of recap the last couple of days of the NBA. No, actually, no, the Chicago Sky. Wow, yeah. I want to forget about the ladies. Chicago Sky, new era, man. This past Monday, the WNBA draft happened. The Chicago Sky had two top 10 picks with the number 2 pick. They took center Camila Cardozo from South Carolina. And with the 7th pick, they took forward Angel Reese from LSU, man, giving them kind of like a Twin Towers, anchor in that paint for Chicago as they're, still rebuilding this team, coming off that championship team they had with Candace Parker, Vandersloot, Clea Copper, and all of them who are no longer with the team, and kind of just starting this new era of Sky basketball. As somebody who, is really just now just fully kind of getting into the league, into everything they've got over there, I think this is a good start for them. This is 2 good building blocks for what they're doing. My only hope is that I hope that the Chicago Sky actually put the right marketing in place to let people know that this is going to be the new thing. Now, granted, a lot of these tickets are starting to sell out. We've heard about, a lot of demand so far for this. But the main question here, before we talk about the actual basketball, as shout out, man, go crazy 30 in the chat. The Lords won here. Now we have a West Side representative on this show. Now, Angel Reese doesn't know about the politics in Chicago. She tweeted 5-star Barbie, which she didn't know what that actually meant. We know she was talking about her jersey number being changed, but to all of us Southside people, we were like, "Oh, what's going on here, man?" And we got to talk about her allegiance here. I know, Bang, no problem when she's resigning.
It has now been deleted, by the way.
Which has now been deleted.
It's now caving under pressure.
And then Alex says his PTSD flared up.
Yeah, caving under pressure. All right, it's vice lords everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't even want y'all to say just Southside. It's vice lords everywhere. Common proudly reps the 5. Okay, all right. So let's stop that. You said, where's allegiance lie on Combat Jack, and they ride under the 5. So if she wants to wear number 5 and be Almighty Barbie, that's okay with me. All right. But see, I'm a neutron, so don't do me like that.
I want a moto, so that's why.
Yeah, but see, at the end of the day,
it's all under the 5.
at the end of the day, it's all under 5. Also, I'm a neutron, so don't do me like that. I'm tired of everybody thinking because I grew up on the West Side
that you automatically a Lord.
That I'm automatically a Lord. All my friends are that, but I decided to go another route where my therapist last night told me that she's proud of me because I could very well be a ain't shit nigga with how we talk. So my therapist knows me better, and she's shocked that I'm not a nigga in jail. With that being said, right, another gangland episode. With that being said, let's go back to how this show started. Ladies and gentlemen, you proved our point. Ticket sales went up as soon as they drafted not 1, but 2 women. One of which is the national champion of an undefeated team that y'all don't talk about. Let's start there. We're talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but a black woman was the head coach of a national champion team who did not only had an undefeated season, but she's the only black person to have 3 national championships. Let's talk about that. That being said, hey, what happened? Ticket sales go sky high. What y'all do? Y'all go buy them joints. If they did not draft Camilla or Angel, would you have bought up all those tickets? If they would have drafted I think she won the national championship with Stanford and a hell of a player, which is why she was drafted second. If they would have drafted Cameron Brink, I think is her last name, and if they would have drafted old girl from UConn with the 7th pick, the girl who's the point guard, y'all wouldn't have bought all those tickets. True. Y'all wouldn't have did that. So what are we talking about here? Other than that, I'm not about to step in cape like I watch a whole bunch of WNBA. Shit, this was the most I'll ever watch the damn WNBA draft. So y'all got me. I will be considered a casual fan. So in doing that, my hope is that y'all watch these ladies when they get out on the court in a couple of weeks and y'all support them. But if I were to just look at it in the standpoint of what I expect from the Sky, hey man, y'all got an awesome front court. You got 2 girls that's gonna get it. The only thing I will say, because I do know this from watching about Angel Reese's game, is that her outside game has to get better. Like, that outside game has to get better, and she can find a couple of vice lords that's gonna help her do that.
Well, she also put on her TikTok yesterday when she was in
call Pat Bev. Call Pat Bev and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, we already know that.
The shy Barbie.
She wants to.
She says she's now the shy Barbie, as we said. And then she's put out a call to any nail technicians and beauticians out there who can help her get the stuff together. So if y'all know anybody, hit us up so we can put her on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But no, and the thing is, like, this was a great move by the Sky because Angel is the other needle mover. Like, we talked about Caitlin Clark, but I think Angel has like 2.6 million followers or something like that. But like, she is the other needle mover in women's college basketball. And so to have her come to a city like Chicago, a big market, who just, like you said, won a WNBA championship 2 years ago, rebuilding, it's perfect. Like you said, they have the potential to have a dominant front court, and they just have to put guards around them. And I think, with the head coach, Teresa Weatherspoon, who is, a WNBA legend from the New York Liberty. I know a lot of people remember the half-court shot she hit against the Houston Comets.
No, a lot of people don't. That's no. A lot of people don't.
You're right.
All right, a lot of people don't. Unfortunately.
You're right. My apologies. But if you remember, look it up. It was cool. No, she was a defensive specialist, and I really think her draft of Angel Reese was perfect because she's gonna make sure Angel remains that dog on the defensive end because defense and rebounding are her strong suit. So, they're going to polish up our offensive game. But I think it was a great pick for them, and it's going to bring a lot of eyes. Like, they're probably going to move the game against Indiana out of Wintrust, and because they're both in the Eastern Conference, now you have the potential to capitalize off that matchup.
The Tribune actually said there's a petition to move that game to the United Center.
But they say this is something going on at the same time.
Oh, well, it's probably.
That's what I read. They say if something going on I think it's a game or something going on at the same time.
But either way, but now you can capitalize off that matchup because now you got to think Indiana and the Sky are going to play each other. Could potentially be a playoff matchup. So them folks from Iowa going to drive down. You can get some people to come on up, but it's going to be a great ratings matchup for ratings win for the WNBA. And like I said, 38 of her 40 games, Caitlin Clark's games will be televised. I'm sure the ones against Angel Reese will definitely be on national television. So this is great for the league, and I think it's great for the Sky.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking those games out. I told Damian I will be watching some games this year. 100%, definitely gonna look out. But I just hope that they find a way, like marketing wise, to what I would like to see. I would like to see I don't know if y'all saw that kind of like sit down thing that the NHL and the NBA did with Connor Bedard and Victor Wembanyama. They did something where when the Spurs visited the Bulls, they sat down and talked about that. Like maybe do some. You got the girls on there. You got Caleb Williams, something like that. Where like you're doing all of that. Mix promotion.
Definitely need that Sports Illustrated cover.
100%. Sports Illustrated, call them up, get them two on there, get Caleb, get Connor on there. And like you said, Dante, now we all know that Camilla was still in New York and Angel was in Louisiana. But if the Bulls do win tonight and make the playoffs, they need to be courtside. I'm pretty sure that, if they make game 3, if they make it, will be on April 27th. I'm pretty much almost expecting Caleb Williams to be there if the Bulls do make the playoffs. Have her come to that, have them come as well to kind of just talk about this new era in Chicago sports.
Yeah, and they need to sit, not only fuck the box, have them courtside and have them sitting next to each other. Like really set the tone, G. Like we need stars in the city, G. Like we got to really turn it up. Start acting like a big city.
Start acting like a big city. That's what we need. Alex says, what a glorious night in Chicago sports. That exactly. That'd be fun. You know what I'm saying? That'd be great to see, man. But let's go on to our next topic, man. We're going to preview and recap the NBA play-in tournament from the last 2 nights. Let me stop doing Dante's job. That's my fault, G. That's my fault. But let's recap this past game. So tonight we got 2 play-in games. The Chicago Bulls will be in 305 taking on the Miami Heat, which they will be without Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier, both out tonight. Alex Caruso will be playing. And then in the nightcap game, you got the New Orleans Pelicans hosting the Sacramento Kings. Zion Williamson will be missing this game because of a hamstring injury that he injured in the last couple minutes of the Tuesday playing game against the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll get into that in a minute, but let's talk about Kobe White, man. Kobe White saved the day. Well, I don't know if he saved the day, but he went crazy on Wednesday night at the United Center. By the way, very great atmosphere at the United Center that we as fans we wish that the ownership cared about, because you want to see playoff games in that great arena. I'm not even gonna call it a United Center great arena because them niggas don't have cup holders, but it's a nostalgic arena and it gets very loud because it's one of the older stadiums in the league. But you saw the passion from the fans, and I think the Bulls players really fed off that, man. Kobe White in 43 minutes had 42 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. He was 3 for 7 from 3, and he put on a complete clinic, man, helping out DeMar DeRozan at 22.6 rebounds, 9 assists. Vucevic had 24 and 12. It did not feel like it, but Kobe White, if there's one positive I can take from this Bulls season, it's just the big improvement that Kobe White has made. There's been actual player development, which we haven't seen in Chicago for a long time. And there's 2 things. You can be upset about the direction that the Bulls are going, but at the same time, acknowledge the progress that Kobe has made, that Io has made. They've been a really fun back court. And to see all that going on, I thought last year, and he had a good year last year, there was contract year, things like that. But he really looks like one of these young guards in the NBA who can be a force to be reckoned with, and all eyes will be on him. Dante, what you think about what you saw from Kobe in that big atmosphere? And granted, it's not the playoffs. Those stats technically don't even count. They're in the abyss somewhere because it's a play-in. But like you said, he's counting as his career high. What do you think you saw from Kobe and just the good things we did see from that win against a terrible Atlanta Hawks team?
We saw more of what we've seen all year from Kobe. Like I said, I did start to tap into more Bulls games, and like I really think that people are saying Tyrese Maxey for most improved, which is absolutely ridiculous because he averaged 20 points last season.
Right.
But I really think Kobe White should win most improved play. He went from averaging 9 points to 19 points a game, and he's really, flourished in this offense now that they have really, he's been forced into that point guard role. I think, if the Bulls do get a point guard, he'll be able to go back into just being a two guard. Shout out to Damian in North Carolina. I know that's his boy. But this is one of the guys that I wanted to get rid of, but they held on to him. And shout out to Mo Cheeks. He is he's one of the coaches, but he also does a lot of work with the guards. And like you said, the improvement from him and Io, you love to see that. Debo, I think the Bulls should definitely re-sign Debo. Move Zach LaVine, get him out of there, and just let Debo finish his career in Chicago. And Giannis, man, I know you saw the atmosphere in there, man.
Giannis.
I know you saw it. You got the opportunity to leave. Come on down the block, bro. Get you a nice house right at the crib, and we make this rock. But no, like you said, we just need them to pay attention, man.
Dame don't want to be there.
They both will come. They both will come. But we need the ownership to see this. Like, bro, they know it. Like, it was rocking in there. Like, imagine if we can get that on a consistent basis and actually get a superstar on that Bulls roster.
Yeah, man. Bane, what you thought about what you saw on the West Side on Wednesday?
Man, I don't want to get my hopes up.
Oh, ain't no hopes. Ain't no hopes.
No, what I mean, no, wait a minute. What I mean by that is not against Boston, because this is not gonna happen. What I mean is that I don't wanna act like, yo, these dudes got a nice little foundation. Somebody gonna come. I'm not getting my hopes up.
I don't believe that.
But as long as Billy Donovan is there, I was hoping he'd take that Kentucky job. Maybe Chris Fleming could get moved up, because I keep earmarking him as the next Bulls head coach as soon as Billy Donovan gets fired. But man, no, Kobe White is exactly who I thought he was going to become. I still remember when he got drafted, and me and one of my homies, Don, was going back and forth on social, and I was like, nah, fam, he's gonna be okay. No, he not gonna be no scorer in the league and this and that. And Kobe White is probably going to finish top 3 in most improved player, and he be getting buckets. And I expect him to beat Miami. No Jimmy Butler, this should be no problem here, unless Bam have the game of his night where he gets 42, 10, and 10. So with that being said, nah, man, I feel vindicated in my approval of the draft pick of Kobe White. That's what I'll give you right there. But man, I wish somebody would come. Who that?
John Paxson.
Oh, yeah, John Paxson, yeah.
John Paxson. And there's one thing I'll give Garpax. Them niggas were terrible, but at least they knew how to draft. Dalen Terry was out here missing layups on Wednesday. Like, I just don't know what to think. Well, that's a perfect segue into, our picks for he Bulls. Man, you gave your pick. I expect the Bulls win tonight too, but let's be very clear. I've been a Bulls fan for going on 30 years at this point. No outcome would surprise me. Let's be very clear. Jimmy Butler's out. Terry Rozier's out. But what's my man named Javier? What's Buddy on the Heat with the long hair? Dante, you know his name?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name, but I know who
Buddy. Light skinned folks. We're gonna call him that. If he go crazy and have a crazy game, and the Bulls lose because him and Tyler Hero or Jack Harlow.
Oh, you talking about my man that got drafted by drafted from UCLA?
Yeah. Buddy.
The one that was in the dunking contest?
Yeah, Buddy. Yeah.
I'm about to mess up. I don't want to do that to you. No Hispanics get mad at me on this.
You say he picked Harlow. He like somebody. He looked like
that nigga Hispanic. That's funny.
He looked like Johnny Tapia from Bad Boys.
Jamie Jaquez.
Yeah. He looked like Johnny Tapia from Bad Boys.
Jaime. See, I was about to say Jaime.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know if I was about to get joked by like Alex or Orlando.
No,
nigga Jaime
everybody out there. What that nigga, if he had a career game and Scam Adebayo goes crazy, Jack Harlow hits a couple threes and the Bulls lose, I can see that. Nothing would shock me in this situation. But I fully am expecting the Bulls to win by at least 10 points tonight. I think Kobe's gonna have another good game. I think Io is gonna be bringing it to the table. By the way, nobody's got to be more pissed than Io's agent. I know that nigga wish he could redo that contract they signed this offseason because he's having a good year. And I expect DeMar to have a good game. And that's what I'm going to go with tonight. I'm going to go with the Bulls in this one. Dante, what you think about tonight's playing game with the Bulls and the Heat?
I'm going with the Bulls. No Jimmy Butler. I think that's going to be big. It's crazy he actually finished that game. If he does have, an MCL injury, they haven't, specified how serious it is. But, the fact that he even finished that game is just a testament to Jimmy. But no Jimmy, I think this Heat roster is not going to have enough. I think the Bulls are going to keep riding this hot streak. I think they will, earn the right to get their ass smoked by Boston. So,
yeah, Orlando,
it'll be short lived. But hey, we got Jerry Weinsdorf got his 2 playing games. So the game is in Miami though, right?
It's in Miami. Game's in Miami. Game's in Miami because they have the higher seed. But there's one thing that Jerry Reinsdorf hoping for right now: playoff revenue. That's what he's helping. But let's go on to what happened on Tuesday night, man. The New Orleans Pelicans lost to the Los Angeles Lakers. They were getting blown out, but Zion went on a tear, having 42 points before he got hurt. And then at the end, you can't count on Jose Alvarado and Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum to do anything. And LeBron and Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell closed the door up on the Pelicans. But because they were the 7th seed, they still have another chance to try to get into the playoffs and face the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. But before we get to our actual predictions about that, what are y'all worried about Zion? Because I was watching that game, and that was the first moment from Zion that we were all looking for. I'm like, all the talent, all the tools are coming together. And just off that talent alone, you don't want to give up on him. But every year in his career, he's been injured. Now he's missing another elimination game for a hamstring. Hamstrings are tricky. Like, so if you're the Pelicans, you hope if you win tonight that, he's probably not going to be able to play game 1, but if you can get him back for a game 3 in New Orleans, that would be the best case scenario. But long term, if you're the Pelicans, Dante, should they be worried about Zion going forward? This is, it's been a league with almost 5 years now, and it's been a problem every year.
Absolutely, you should be worried. Hell yeah. Because, he played himself into game shape, and like you said, got injured again. It's been the same thing over and over and over again. So when you start to develop these type of patterns, it's definitely something that you should be cautious about. So I think they should definitely be wearing this and take this into consideration going forward. I was pissed because, I know it's easy to shrug off when Shaq and Chuck act like old niggas and say, hey, man, roll some ice out on them and get back out there. But the way he hobbled off, it didn't look like he was like hurt. It just looked like he was kind of like, it was a little bit of discomfort. So I would like to see him at least try to play through that. But man, he knows his body. So the fact that he, is not playing tonight is again fucking crazy to me. But I feel like unless your hamstring is about to fall off the fucking bone, like I don't understand how you don't just wrap up and go play. But that's been his MO. So if you New Orleans, you got to ask yourself some questions. Like, how do you build around this team going forward? CJ McCollum played like ass against the Lakers.
Him and Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, they sat Brandon Ingram at the end of the game because he's bumming it out.
Yeah, so it's an interesting dynamic out there in New Orleans, bro. So I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do.
This just in, Dante says Generation Z players are soft.
I mean,
it is what it is. Bane, what you thought about what you saw from Zion, man? Are you concerned long term for Zion?
Yes. And I almost said something and the mic was off. Not about to PayPal me, fam. Nah.
We have a new Apple Cash law
for expenses reasons. Man, yeah, cause he concerned. The way he reacted after he hurt himself when he went on the bench, yeah, he concerned, fam. And I'm concerned for him. It happened at the most unopportune time, too. Like, you up You up and it's 3 minutes left. You got 40 points on deck, and then you out for the rest of the game. And when I'm out, everybody playing Huff, so it's a wrap. Yeah, I'm concerned too. And being that it's a hamstring, I don't know. I don't know how you fix that. I don't know how you don't curb those issues going forward. I don't want to state the obvious because I'm fat. So how it look like my fat ass called somebody fat, I'm not gonna do that. But maybe it is something that he's gonna have to slim down a little bit in order to touch up some of those soft tissue issues that he do have. And maybe he gonna have to train a little bit differently. But yeah, I'm concerned because his injuries are now starting to happen at the worst possible time.
At the worst time, he was going crazy. He was running LeBron over like he was a little nigga. Like, and I'm not gonna do they the one. No, them niggas was up down 25. Like, you want to be real, the Lakers took their foot off the gas. That's the true story here. But I'm concerned with y'all. I'm concerned because you look at it right now, like, how can you fully build around them if you got to worry about them getting hurt all the time? And like you said, man, we're part of the fat community. I'm not gonna call another fat nigga fat, but nigga, you got to make some changes. I don't play in the NBA. I mean, I need to make changes too, just for so I can see past 55. But that's besides the point. We talking about Zion, not me. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, he got to make some changes here, and I just really felt bad for the kid because it really felt like it was clicking. Like, all the hype that Zion had coming in, which I think we kind of forget at this point now. But all the hype he had coming in, it kind of felt like he was finally realizing it. This was his moment. He was going to take. We've been having these conversations on here about the old guard and the new guard. He's going to take the face of the NBA for the last 20 years and tell him, nigga, you're going to have to play in a 9-10 play-in game. I'm going to the next round. I'm going to play the defending champions. And it felt like it was right there. And then he got hurt. So I really feel bad for Zion. And I'm not saying that, that the Pelicans should do anything drastic, but it's definitely something I'd be worried about going forward, man. But let's just get into our picks for the night. For the Pelicans and the Sacramento Kings. That game is in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Center. The Kings are fresh off eliminating the Golden State Warriors, potentially ending the dynasty, and we'll get into that in just a second. No Malik Monk tonight. He's still out with that knee injury. No Kevin Huerter. He's out after having surgery this season. And, of course, no Zion Williamson. I think the Kings will win this game. They just have more. Keegan Murray had a massive game on Tuesday night, which I tweeted that he needed to have with Malik Monk out. I think he's going to be great. I think Sabonis is going to be great. I think that De'Aaron Fox is going to be great. And I think that they have the better head coach in Mike Brown. And I do think this is a big moment for the Kings to go on to that next round against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going to go with the Kings. I don't think they'll, win by double digits. I do think this will be close. I think CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram will play better, mainly because they have to play better. And I think that Jose Alvarado is going to continue to give you the energy that you want. But I do think the Kings will win. And honestly, from a fan perspective, just for a better series, I hope the Kings win. I don't want to see a Zionless Pelicans go against Shea and Chet and everything they got over there at OKC. So I'm gonna go with Sacramento tonight. Dante, which way are you leaning for this nightcap tonight?
Man, I want to pick Sacramento again. I really do. But no, fuck it. I am gonna pick Sacramento again. Okay. I don't trust New Orleans. The Zion shit really pisses me off the more we talk about this. Like, I was just, I tried to stall him out a little bit, but I think this is kind of fucking ridiculous. Like, this is really crazy that he's not playing tonight. And I think the Pelicans, you don't know what you're gonna get out of Brandon Ingram. I wonder how he's gonna bounce back and react to, the benching, because you got to think this was the biggest game of their season, and they benched the nigga in the fourth quarter. So, does he come out inspired, on fire, ready to get to it? Or is it something that's going to linger and we're going to have to, question how he's going to play tonight? So, but that being said, I'm going to say Kings by 6.
Bang, man, how you see this one going tonight? You rolling Kings too?
Oh yeah, Kings by the double digits. They ain't got no Zion. Brandon Ingram don't look the same either. CJ McCollum has been looking huff. So when it comes to a game like this, I got to go with the battle-tested team to the point where I think this is going to be an easy game. and the starters might not even have to play the whole game. They're gonna get some rest tonight.
Okay. We'll see about that. Y'all were right about the Warriors and Kings game. I was wrong. The Warriors ended up losing Tuesday night, 118-94 in blowout fashion. It was their the largest win for Sacramento over the Warriors since 2006. This thing, when we don't talk about the Golden State Warriors, I touched a little bit about this on halftime where I said I do feel this is the end of the dynasty and that Steph needs to step up and stop being so nice and send niggas to the nice watch. I don't think Draymond's going anywhere. Draymond's got 3-4 years left on that contract, and I don't think you get rid of both him and Clay. Clay got to go. I don't want to hear about loyalty. I don't want to hear about everything he did like that. Don't make the mistake. I know it kind of reminds me a little bit when Kobe was falling off a little bit, and the Lakers was like, we're going to give you a lifetime achievement contract that we're going to give you here. They cannot do the same thing with Klay Thompson. If you want to keep Steph Curry, we don't know what Steph Curry's mind is. I said on Wednesday, I think he'll be a lifer like Dirk Nowitzki, like Tim Duncan, like Kobe Bryant. But you need to make this team at least more competitive. You don't have the draft capital to burn it all down. You won like 46, 47 games this year. So I think they just need to find a way to get younger, let Clay walk, and just trying to, make this roster as competitive as possible and hope that Steph has a little more juice in him towards the end of the season, because since really like February, post All-Star break, he has not been the same player. So that's what I think about this. I think the dynasty is over, like I said on Wednesday. I'm going to go to Bang because Dante, you were preoccupied. I'm going to go to Bang. What do you think about, is this the end of the Warriors dynasty?
I said it last week. I started repeating the lyrics to the song. Is this the end? Yes, this is the end. It's the end if they stay together. It's the end if they apart. It's the end if one of them gets traded. It's the end if some of them gets traded. It is what it is, fam. It is a wrap. It is over. The changing of the guard has commenced. And there's not even, who you gonna trade? If you trade Klay Thompson somewhere, what you gonna get for him?
He's a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Oh, let's say sign a trade. Well, he's gonna want to get as much as he can. Yeah. So you sign a trade, what you gonna get for him? Not a goddamn thing.
And you gonna get some Disney World passes if you trade.
I'm about to say, fuck what he want. Like, what can he get? He can't argue for shit. Right. Like, I don't give a fuck what the max slot, whatever mid-level nigga. He might be playing for the vet minimum next year.
Man, this nigga's Dale Ellis at this point, fam. He is. Like, if we want to go throwback, fam. Like I had Mike pull out his old basketball cards at the end of some dude episode, just to end it with a random ass throwback NBA boot, or like I don't want to say booty, but a random ass bench player. This motherfucker like Dale Ellis at this point. He's Dale Curry. He's the nigga that used to come up in the game just to sit at the corner. He's Trent Tucker, fam. He's Darryl Walker when he came to the Bulls. He's Rodney McCray. He's not even John Salvas.
He's not even John Salvas. John Salvas was hooping on the Bulls.
He's the dude. I'm naming
Michael people Red after 2 ACLs.
Yeah, he's Michael Red, fam. He's Sam Perkins without Big Smooth, without the big part. I'm just gonna sit up here at the corner and shoot a three and hit. And one night I might give you 25. One night I might give you 6. Yeah, because all I'm good for is 3-pointers. So as long as he got that shot, he gonna be straight. But it ain't enough, Jack, to warrant a big trade package. Hell no.
Yeah. Future Chicago Bull Klay Thompson.
Don't start it.
Gentlemen.
Don't start
Yeah, they're gonna say we need shooting. We're gonna get it. But no, it's over. And I don't want to pile on Klay because he has been like the ultimate teammate. It was unfortunate he got hurt, and that really fucked things up because they won that game, and had he not got hurt, I really believe they would have beat Toronto.
Yeah.
But things happen, and that's the way this dynasty comes to an end. And it's kind of crazy. He ended on an 0-for-10 night after he had so many games where he would score without dribbles. He would have more points than dribbles. It was like, just always competing, always doing whatever he needs to do to be that sidekick to Klay Thompson. And the Splash Brothers is one of the greatest things we've seen in our basketball lives. So it was just unfortunate to see it come to an end like that, but I do think it's over. During the press conference, Steph was like, man, I just want to win. So I think, he realizes what it is.
That's the
Yeah, he
important
realizes
part.
what it is, bro.
I want to know how vocal Steph is going to be this offseason. That's something I want to pay attention to.
I think extremely.
I think he will be too. Like he's 36. Steph still has a decent amount in the tank. He wants at the bare minimum not be competing for like play-ins. Like the play-in has become the LeBron James and Steph Curry Invitational at this point. Like, and they neither one of them want to be in the play-in. And I think too, how much blame we got to put on Draymond, man? Because somebody showed a stat. If you take away the games that Draymond got suspended for, if they win those games, niggas is not even in the play-in. Like I feel like Draymond got a Drake. This is the most sad Draymond year to me because Draymond didn't take any accountability this year. That little fake, I don't want to call it fake therapy, but what's the most unproblematic way I can describe that? There are people he didn't learn nothing from it. That's the best way to put it. That's basically what that was. Like who is fooling, bro?
It's like when a nigga get assigned community service and you got a homie who just write your name down and give you the hours. Like
exactly.
That's all it was.
Exactly. That's all that was, man. It's like I'm not gonna give you too much for that. He ruined as much just as he brought to the table. So there's gonna be a lot of decisions that's gonna be made over there. Not Oracle, but Chase Center with Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr will be playing for the USA team a lot earlier than he expected, but I'm not shocked that this ended the way it is. They just haven't been a good team in a minute. They were able to eke out one championship 2 years ago, able to extend the window a little bit more, but once Draymond punched Jordan Poole, it was pretty much over at that point. But let's get into our actual playoff preview, man. The playoffs kick off tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time on ABC, on ESPN, on TNT. I have said for a minute that this regular season, post-pandemic, has been a chore to watch. But the postseason has been fun. I think we got a lot of wars. It's going to be fun to watch this postseason. But before we go to each series, I want to talk about pressure. I want to start about what's the Eastern Conference team that has the most pressure. I'm pretty sure this is a unanimous answer from all of us. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. The team with the most pressure is by far the Boston Celtics. This is your time. Win 64-18. You were 14 games better than the second seed, who was the New York Knicks. I can't remember the last time they played a game that actually meant something. You're young guys. You're young, but you still an old nigga, in the words of Drake. Like, you've been in the conference finals or in the NBA finals since 2018. Eventually, you gotta shit you get off the pot, bro. And that's what I'm looking for from this year. They've got to go out there and they've got to win this NBA championship. Anything short of winning the NBA, like, you have to have the ultimate goal. Anything short of that, it's a failure. And especially the way the regular season, they have won more games than any team in Celtic history. That is a story history of the Boston Celtics. They have the most wins. So it's time to get with it, man. The Boston Celtics by far have the most pressure. Do any of y'all disagree with me on this one? Or are we all on the same page?
We all on the same page, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Boston. It's definitely Boston. I was gonna say Doc, but he just got bailed out by Giannis getting hurt. So
yeah, I mean, well, you gonna say Philly? I would say like team with the most pressure.
No. I was gonna say Milwaukee, but Doc just got bailed out with Giannis getting hurt. So no, it's definitely Boston. I mean, but I picked him to win the ring though.
But let's go to East player with the most pressure. I feel like the easy answer is Jason Tatum. I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say Joel Embiid. They knocked the monkey off one of the monkeys off their back on Wednesday by beating the Miami Heat, the team that has had that number. And it's very clear that Embiid's still hurt, but Embiid is always hurt. So at this point, if you're on the court and if you're making plays, he had 23 and 15 the other night. I don't want to hear about injury stuff, but he, in my opinion, has to at least get to the conference finals. MVP last year, might have been MVP again this year if he didn't get hurt. It's time for you to step up as well. And I think there's more pressure on him than it is on Jason Tatum, because I think the average person probably pretty much say that they think Joel Embiid is a better player than Jason Tatum. So I feel like the pressure's on him, and we'll get into the Knicks series in a minute, but I think this is a winnable series for them. So I'm going to go with Joel Embiid for who I have with the most pressure. Bang, what player do you think in the Eastern Conference has most pressure?
I'm actually going to say Jaylen Brown. Like Jaylen, in order for Boston to win, Jaylen Brown to me has to be the MVP. Because we know for the most part what we gonna get from light skin from St. Louis. But Jaylen Brown has to be a true number 2 and step up and show out. He got to be Kobe to Shaq. You know, he got to average 30 or 36 or whatever. Like he has to come out and he has to really show the team and the league that we about to dominate. This team should really go 4-4-4. This should be like the Philadelphia 76ers, I think it was in 1981, when they said they was going to win in 4-4-4. They should not lose, in my opinion. They should not lose a game in the Eastern Conference playoffs. They shouldn't lose a game to Philly because you're going up against a team that got Joel Embiid, who just came off of an injury, and he's playing his way into shape. They shouldn't lose to a possible Orlando versus who? Who Orlando play again?
Orlando plays the NBA TV Classic, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers. That's right. They shouldn't lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Orlando Magic. They shouldn't. And quite honestly, they shouldn't lose to the Knicks. They should not. That team is that stacked, that good.
We will get to that in a moment.
That they should not lose a game in the Eastern Conference Finals if they firing on all cylinders. But they don't do that. They don't fire off on all cylinders. They don't go out for the kill. So that's why they got the most pressure, and that's why Jaylen Brown got the most pressure too, because he has to dominate whoever's the second best player on that team is. So that's Tyreek Maxey. He need to go ahead and destroy him. Whoever is the number 2 over there for Orlando, because Pablo just be out there doing his thing. He need to be dominating Donovan Mitchell, or doing enough to where Donovan Mitchell ain't really got no help to do anything otherwise. And then with the Knicks is what? Jalen Brunson and who else?
Yeah, that's true. Dante, who you got who has most pressure in the Eastern Conference player wise?
Oh no, it's Joel Embiid. It's time to shit to get off the pot, dog. Like enough is enough. Like you was bitching about MVPs. You had a great year, but you only played 36 games in the regular season. So the injuries were once again an issue. So it's time for Embiid to really put up a shut up. Ben Simmons is not there anymore. James Harden is not there anymore. It's really been you. Tyrese. You have a lot of great surrounding players, supporting pieces that really fit, so that team goes as he goes. So I need him to lock in and really show us that he is the player that we know he can be. We've seen the regular season MVPs, but come postseason they've had their issues. So for me, I think the player with the most pressure is Joel Embiid.
Definitely, man. Let's get into our series previews, picks and previews, man. Let's go with the series is going to kick off tomorrow's festivities, man. It is, as I like to call it, the NBA TV Classic. The 4th-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers, led by Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, will be taking on the upstart Orlando Magic, who are the 5 seed, with Paolo Banchero and also Franz Wagner over there, who I can admit the Bulls got fleeced in that trade. I think I can finally admit that. I was on a fence about that a long time, but the Knicks got fleeced. Now I call this the NBA TV Classic because this is hands down, out of the series that are already set, the most boring of this series, and also 4 of the 7 games will be on NBA TV. This one, man, this is a series to me where Cleveland has to win this. Like, Cleveland has to win this. They shit the bed last year against the Knicks. Darius Garland had an all-time terrible playoffs. I've always felt that Donovan Mitchell was overrated, even going back to his Utah days when niggas was comparing him to Dwayne Wade, which I thought was just absolutely asinine. Put some respect on Flash's name. But this is a series where they have to win this. Orlando is just happy to be here. This is a successful season already for the Orlando Magic. Them niggas ain't got to win one game in this series. You look at this like it's a great thing compared to where they were a year or two ago. So I think they should win. I don't think this will be something that will be not easy. I think this is going to be a long series. I'm gonna pick Cleveland. I think Donovan Mitchell's gonna do what needs to be done. I think Darius Garland will play much better than he played last year, and I think Evan Mobley and those guys will step up. But I think the Magic coming to this series with absolutely no fear, and I think this is gonna go 7 games. I think it's gonna go to full 7. But I'm gonna take Cleveland. And by the way, game 1 is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. But I'm gonna take Cleveland in 7 on this one. Dante, which way are you leaning for Cavs and Magic?
For the sake of the league, man, I need Orlando to get this done. I really need Orlando to get this done. I need another young team. I don't like Cleveland. I just don't like Cleveland. Not to get on my Joakim Noah shit. I wasn't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I tried to show some love to the Midwest, but like Donovan Mitchell, I think they're gonna lose this series and he's gonna ask to be traded. That's another player for the Bulls to look out for. I know we have our superstar dreams in Chicago or star players, type of shit.
That nigga's not a superstar.
Star. He's a star. I got the Magic in 7. Magic in 7. It's gonna be one of those series that it's gonna be a long 7 games. Probably won't be extremely entertaining, but at the same time, I think it's gonna go 7. I got Orlando.
Bang, which way you leaning in the NBA TV Classic?
I got Orlando in 7 as well. Okay. I think this is a come out party for Pablo. I think he's probably one of the NBA players that we should be talking about a lot more. And even just that team with Orlando in general. That team is a team that nobody really was talking about. And even still where they are at in the standings, nobody still is talking about them. So even though they're going to be on NBA TV, I think that we'll be hearing a lot more from that team after this series. And yes, the Bulls got fleeced.
Bulls got fleeced. They got a star. Paolo is a star. When he got drafted, I was like, this is a weak-ass draft if this nigga's going number 1. I was wrong. That nigga is a hooper, man, and I wish we had him on the Chicago Bulls. I just want to say a quote, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but we're on Barber's Chat Network, and what do we like to do? We like to get off fucking topic. From the interview that's out right now, Caleb Williams was on the pivot, Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor. We will discuss this more on the local hour on Monday because there's no local hour today. Caleb Williams said this. This is music to Chicago Bears fans' ears, according to Albert Breer. I want to play at one place for 20 years and chase one guy, number 12. Yes, Tom Brady, not that bitch ass 12 who's in Green Bay. I want a place that loves ball, and that's all I've heard about Chicago so far. So yeah, we'll talk about more about that on Monday. I'm as soon as we get done recording, playing games go off, I'm gonna lock in and watch the interview and see what that's gonna be when Mikey gets back. I want to get his opinion on that too. But let's go to our next series. This one will be Saturday on ESPN, 6 p.m. Eastern. It is the New York Knickerbockers. They will be hosting Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and the Philadelphia 76ers in the best of 7 series. They are the 2 seed. Philly is the 7 seed. I think it's gonna be an entertaining series. I said this on Monday that I don't feel that the Knicks really miss much from Julius Randle not playing. Julius Randle is a very hot to cold player in the regular season. And let's be real about it. He's straight up ass in the postseason. He was bad last year against Miami, bad last year against Cleveland, bad the year before that. I don't think they miss much. I think this is going to be something where it's a team in Philadelphia that I believe should win. And if Joel Embiid was 100%, I would feel a lot better about my pick. I want to pick the Knicks very badly, because I do believe that they are the better team. But one thing about the playoffs, them I always say, it really matters on who has the best player. Even though he's not 100%, he still put in 23 and 15 the other night against the Miami Heat. Now, granted, the Knicks are way better defense than Miami Heat. I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's be very clear. I do not feel good about this pick. I don't feel good about it whatsoever. But I'm going to believe that Joel Embiid knows that it's put up a shutout time. And I think that Tyrese Maxey is going to have an amazing series. Am I worried about Doc Rivers? 100%. But I also know playoff tips. And I know that nigga very well. I'm not worried about Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson is going to step up to the plate and hoop. Who's going to be the guy that's going to help Jalen Brunson consistently for an entire series? We're not talking about every now and then where it's whoever the next guy is stepping up. This isn't the regular season. who's going to be the consistent number 2 guy. I don't know if Josh Hart can do that on a night in and night out basis. I don't know if Dante DiVincenzo can do that on a night in and night out basis. I'm not sure that OG Anunoby can do that. So there's too many question marks there. But I do believe that the Sixers have to win one of these first 2 games at Madison Square Garden to do that. I do think they will do that. And I'm going to take the Philadelphia 76ers in 7 to win against the New York Knicks. Dante, which way are you going for this one?
Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. I think they're going to prove a point. They're going to really make a statement, and they're going to come out, and they're going to smack the 76ers. It's going to be, when I say smack, it's going to be 5 very good games. They're going to play defense, but I do think they're going to eventually have a moment in each of the games that they win where they just go on a run that Philadelphia simply can't match. So I'm going with the Knicks in 5. I think this team is a strong team, and I think they're on a collision course with the Celtics for the in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hey man, how you see the series? Are you with Dante?
Man, I really want to pick the Knicks here. I really want to shoot the Knicks fans some bail, but it's all dependent on the conditioning of Joel Embiid. And I think he got enough conditioning to go ahead and do his thing. I got Philly in 6.
You're on my side with this one. I'm with you. Like, I don't hate this Knicks team. I don't hate them whatsoever. This is the first Knicks team I can say I actually like. That like them more. This is the first time I can remember Knicks fans not really being 100% delusional. I think that all the confidence they have in this team this year is warranted. I agree with them. I think Madison Square Garden is a great playoff spot. I think it's going to be fun to watch those games on TV. It's loud from watching on your TV. So I can only imagine how loud it actually is in the Garden. And I hate to admit it, but the NBA is better when the Knicks are winning. But one thing I learned about the playoffs, 7-game series, you always go with the better player on the court. So that's why I'm running with Philly to deal with this one. So let's go to our other Eastern Conference series. We're going to kind of do 2 picks for this one. So Chicago, the Boston Celtics, number 1 seed, they will be hosting either the Chicago Bulls or the Miami Heat on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I don't think it matters who it is. I think at the absolute most, this is going to be a 5-game series, and only 5 games if it is the Chicago Bulls. If it's the Miami Heat, I think they get swept, especially without Jimmy Butler, without Terry Rozier. I think they get swept if that's the case. If it's the Bulls, I think the Bulls can eke out one. A sweep wouldn't surprise me. But the Bulls have been competitive all year. They lead the league in clutch points. They've actually played pretty well against Boston in the regular season. And I just really, from a selfish perspective, want the Bulls to win just because I just want Caleb Williams to get a standing ovation in Game 3 of Game 4 at the UC. Let's rewrite the wrongs to the Mitch situation 7 years ago when he got introduced to that Unitas in the crowd against that same Celtic team, and he got booed. No matter how bad you want to say Mitch was, and he was, booing a nigga before he even touched the field was a little bit too much. So I just want to see the writing of that more than the actual basketball. But I think Celtics in 5 if it's against the Bulls, Celtics in a sweep if it's against the Miami Heat. Dante, which way are you leaning for this first round series?
I'm going Celtics in 5 either way. It don't matter who the opponent is. I think, like I said, this is the team I have coming out of the Eastern Conference, and I think, like Bang said earlier, they do have an opportunity to go 4-4-4. So I think this is a team that is going to come out and beat the shit out of whoever they play.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be 5 games. They're not going to go do all sweeps, but they'll get it done in 5.
I will say for morale purposes, the Celtics need to beat the shit out of whoever it is. Like, they got to make a statement. Like, if they come out of this and it's too close, and it's 5-game series, and any one of them 5-game series, it probably could have been 6. I'm looking at them real funny. For this is our year purposes, they need to blow out whoever it is. They need to leave no doubt. Bang, which way you see it, no matter whether it's the Heat or the Bulls against the Celtics?
Boston in 4. And since Jimmy Butler won't be playing for weeks, as they said, no game will be less than 10-point difference.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I believe that, by the way. And you know, it's funny when injuries, when like an insider reports it and then the management comes out, we haven't even spoken to the doctor yet. And they speak to the doctor and the report be accurate. Like, you think Shams and Woj just tweeting shit to be tweeting shit, bro? Like, you just mad that you weren't the nigga that broke it. But let's go to our final Eastern Conference series. 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks hosting the 6 seed Indiana Pacers. This series, man, I've been thinking about this for the last couple days. Giannis Antetokounmpo will be missing the beginning of the series. Now, we don't know if that's the first game, the first 2 games, but he will be missing the series. This is a team, this is a rivalry I kind of feel like they kind of started this year. Real competitive 4 games in the regular season. There was a lot of chippiness in the play-in tournament. It was a matter of Bucks defense versus Pacers offense. I think Dame is going to go crazy. I think Dame is going to have a great series. I think Dame's going to go back to Portland Dame. He doesn't have to worry about sharing the rock with Giannis. And I think that, you're going to need big series or big games, at least from Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis to make up for some of the production that Giannis was going to give you. But Indiana, even if Giannis was healthy, I would still feel very up in the air about which way this is going. But I'm going to give the edge to Milwaukee because I don't know if Giannis is coming back. So in the fact that I don't know he's coming back, I'm going to say this is going to go 7 games. And I think Milwaukee barely ekes this one out. I think Dame is going to go crazy. And I think you're going to get just enough contributions from Bobby Portis, from Chris Middleton, from all the others to be able to actually win this series. And hopefully maybe they get Giannis back sometime in this playoff run. Dante, which way do you see this series between the Pacers and the Bucks?
Pacers in 6. I think without Giannis, I think offensively the Pacers are going to be too much. I know they don't play defense at all, but I do think this is another team that I need. I need them to win. Like I understand who Dame is, and if Giannis comes back, we've seen him heal like fucking Wolverine several times, but I need this young team to put themselves on the map, and this is an opportunity to do that. So this may be more of a hard over my head situation, but I'm going to go with Indiana in 6. I think they're just going to outscore them.
Bang, what you think about this series?
Pacers in 6. That team just has too much firepower. Now, the crazy thing is this is almost like fate because of the play-in situation. And Milwaukee don't like the Pacers. They don't like them at all. And what's crazy is they not gonna like them even more because the Pacers gonna be out here scoring 135 points in playoff games. So yeah, man, Pacers in 6.
The Glenn Rivers factor just scared me. I just want to get that out there. It scares the shit out of me. I just don't trust the Pacers defense. And not that the Bucks defense is great, because it's not. But I just really don't trust the Pacers defense. But and it wouldn't shock me if they do win this in 6. Because I really want to pick the Pacers. But I'm going to go with the vets. And I'm going to go with Dame, man. Let's move on to the Western Conference postseason, man. The Western Conference. Let's start with the Western Conference team with the most pressure. I'm going to go with the team that I cover, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, bad news come out the Clippers front. We are about 48 hours around from tip-off at Staples Center. The final playoff, might be the final playoff series for the Clippers before they move to the Intuit Dome this fall. Kawhi Leonard is yet to take contact. He is nursing an injury from the last couple of weeks. It's not good news. And it's looking like he might not play game 1 against This nigga's laughing at the injuries of this black man.
Yo, man, just him and Zion. They get injured at specific times.
At the worst times, bro. At the absolute worst time. When he got injured 3 weeks ago, I was like, here we go again. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like,
but he going to Paris.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
He's going to Paris. But that's my team with the most pressure. There's a lot of pressure on James Harden. Is James Harden going to finally step up? Paul George, who I think gets the most unnecessary hate in the NBA, he's going to have a lot of pressure. And Ty Lue as well. Steve Ballmer I think is the best owner in basketball, but he's one of the best owners in sports. He's not trying to open this new stadium with you niggas losing in the first round again. So a lot of pressure for the Clippers. They have the most pressure for me in the West Conference. Dante, what team has most pressure in the West to you?
I know it's easily the Clippers. With like you said, I think the culmination of them moving into the Intuit Dome and everything you talked about with Paul George and Kawhi, and it looking like bro is about to come in injured again. And like you said, you brought in James Harden for this very reason, to have that extra firepower just in case. So I mean, you still have two superstars on the court. So if they're both there and they're both healthy, they need to get it done. So I think it goes without saying that the pressure is on the Clippers. As far as players, it's Kawhi. Like, I know he gets away with a lot of shit because he don't talk, but no, at some point it's like, dog, what the fuck is going on? Like what's going on? I'm not saying, we know he don't get hurt on purpose. However, the timing of all of this is crazy.
Judging from your laugh, Bang, I'm gonna assume you going with the Clippers as well.
Man, I'm going with the Mavs, fam. Going with the Mavs. See, Luka and Kyrie.
I'm talking about pressure.
Oh, pressure?
Yeah, we ain't picked.
Oh, no, I actually think the pressure's on the Mavs too.
Okay.
I do think the pressure's on the Mavs because we need to start extending Luka that same shit that we give everybody else at this time.
You're right.
And now that he has Kyrie, and this is probably the best team that Luka has had by far, yeah, no, the pressure's on the Mavericks. Like, if Kyrie is hurt, I mean,
hell no.
If he hurts, like, okay, like what much more pressure can you give to a nigga that's hurt? He not gonna play. So, like, the pressure, and then you have a injured Kawhi Leonard, and he might not play in a couple of games. You have got to win this shit. So yeah, or we been past extending that same moniker that we give to other players who don't win in the playoffs like we do with Luka. We should have been started doing that. If they lose this series to the Clippers, oh shit, it better be dumped on his ass like shit at the landfill.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is 25 years old. These old niggas on the Clippers who've been getting hyped since they got there.
I feel you.
No,
I feel you. I'm saying, but if Kawhi don't play, what pressure can you give a nigga that don't play? They gotta lose at this point. Now, if Kawhi was playing, I would. If Kawhi was playing, I would be like, oh yeah, the Clippers all day. But if that nigga don't play and they shit the bed, oh no, I don't give a fuck if he's 25 or not. Luka been in this league for how many years?
It's year 6.
Year 6.
It's time. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's now time. If they lose this series, if Kawhi don't play 2 games, they should be up 2-0. If he don't play the first 2 games, they should be up 2-0. If they come back 1-1 or then lost the other 2 games, oh, we looking at this shit totally differently. And we looking at Luka and Kyrie ass a little bit differently. I don't think that's going to be the case. But if Kawhi is not playing, they got to win this series.
I agree with that. If Kawhi doesn't play, this pressure is on the Mavericks. Yeah. Because you have to win at that point. I think even if Kawhi was healthy, the pressure's still on the Clippers if Kawhi is healthy. But this is that much of an even series. But we'll get to that series in a minute. But that's about the West player with the most pressure. I'm going to go another route. I don't think nobody talk about this. Player with the most pressure in the West, Mr. Kevin Durant. Mr. Kevin Durant. I'm going KD because I love KD, man. I'm a big KD fan. I think a lot of people are KD fans. But KD, it's time for you to cut the shit, my brother. Like, you didn't hop from 10 to 10. You ain't won. I think you've won only 1 playoff series total since leaving Golden State. They've won a whole nother championship without you. So even the Warriors dynasty is over, they can always say in the 4 title, we won a title before you, nigga, and we won a title after you, nigga. So Draymond can always have that on his soapbox. But you put this team together. You said you wanted to play with Devin Booker. You said y'all felt that Bradley Beal was the best compliment to you and Booker. Now you got to win. Granted, you're going up against a really good young team, which we'll preview in a minute, against the Minnesota Timberwolves, but it's put up or shut up time for KD, man. Show us that you can do this without Steph Curry. Show us you can make moves with this team that you've assembled, with the front office that's giving you everything. You don't have the craziness of the Kyrie Irving that you had to deal with in Brooklyn. The only issue with this team really this year has been health. They have been able to get all 3 of them in the same lineup, but when they've been together, they've been pretty good. Kevin Durant, We talk about the old guard and the new guard. You can't let these young niggas take you out. If you get eliminated in the first round by Anthony Edwards, I don't want to hear nothing else. And I love KD. Dante, who you think has most pressure player-wise in the West?
Player-wise in the West, Kevin Durant is a good one. That is a really good one. I'm gonna go with James Harden. I'm gonna go with James Harden, and it's a combo pick actually. James Harden and Paul George. Like I said, and to Bang's point, if Kawhi doesn't play, then that pressure shifts to those guys even more so. And so, especially with Harden, with you, I am the system and all the other shit. All right, bro, come show us. It's time for you to put up or shut up. So I think the players with the most pressure right now, I think it would definitely have to be James Harden and Paul George.
So, Ben, you already gave your answer. Yours was Luka, correct?
Nah.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
Overall, I'm actually going to go in a different direction. I personally always give the pressure on the defending champion. But then also when he's about to probably win his third MVP, to me the pressure is on Joker. Because I do think it's more pressure than anything when you're trying to win two straight. It's always hard to win two straight. It's a lot of pressure that comes into winning two straight. So, yeah, all of those other names deserve pressure, but when you're the defending champion and you're going to be the reigning MVP, I do think that there's a lot of pressure that goes into that, to try to get that second one in a row. If it was like, he won it the year before, didn't win it last year, but trying to win it again, I'll lessen that. But there's always pressure when you go back to back or trying to go back to back.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. And I feel like that series is going to be more competitive than we thought it would be, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's get into the first Western Conference series of the weekend. Kicks off tomorrow. 3:30 Eastern time on ESPN. It will be the 3-seed Minnesota Timberwolves hosting Kevin Durant and the 6-seeded Phoenix Suns. I think this is going to be a very, very competitive series. The Phoenix Suns blew out the Timberwolves on Sunday to get that 6th seed. But this is one of the many battles of young guard versus old guard. And I think the young guard get these niggas out of here. I love what I see from Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert has had a great season. Will probably be defensive player of the year once again. Karl-Anthony Towns, he is the X factor. If Cat can play like what he should play like for the rest of this series, not just series, but for the playoffs, I'll be there at least going to the conference final. So I'm going to go with the Minnesota Timberwolves in this one by 6 games. I have never liked how this Phoenix Sun team has been constructed. I don't think any of their big men are going to really have a good series against a Rudy Gobert. I think that the team in Minnesota is just way more balanced, and they have Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have a breakout postseason, and I think Karl-Anthony Towns is going to do exactly what he needs to do to get it done. So I'm going to roll with the Minnesota Timberwolves in 6 games over KD and them Suns. Dante, which way are you seeing this?
T-Wolves in 5 or 6. I think it's not going to be particularly close. I think this is one of those young teams ready to take the leap, and I think this is setting up to be a really good playoffs for the NBA because we've been begging like, yo, who is the next generation? And I think they're about to show you. Minnesota, they made it last year in disappointed, lost in disappointing fashion. But I think this is the year where they're going to come out and, like I said, 5 or 6 games. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 5, but I'll say 6 right now. But I got Minnesota.
Bang, are you with us on the Minnesota side, or are you leaning Phoenix?
Yes, sir. Minnesota in 6. To get to what you were saying about Kevin Durant, man, sometimes just trying to be the basketball player that just loves the hoop puts you in predicaments that you don't need to be in. Kevin Durant shouldn't even be in this predicament that he's being. They're like one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
So how could I pick them to win this? When it comes playoff time, this is where you excel at. So yeah, this is wild for me. Like, it's wild to me even saying this with somebody at the level of Kevin Durant. But Minnesota in 5.
Minnesota in 5. That would be hilarious. And KD would definitely be in get cooked if you let them niggas lose. Let them niggas win by 5.
Might as well go ahead and start sauteing the pan, fam.
I'm about to say, Alex and Orlando, y'all better tell y'all favorite Mexican Devin Booker to bring his A game. So they gonna fucking need him.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Let's go to, I feel like probably one of the most anticipated first round series, man. We've got the defending champion, Denver Nuggets. They are the 2 seed. They have probably the next MVP, 3-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, hosting 7-seeded Los Angeles Lakers, man. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. This is an interesting series to me because I still think the Nuggets will win this series, but I think this is going to be much more of a competitive series than a lot of people expected. I think this Lakers team is better than the team last year. They won about, I think, like 5 or 7 more games than they won last year. Anthony Davis has been healthy, 76 games. LeBron is still hooping. This team has been incredible since they inserted Rui Hachimura into star lineup. They're 23-10 to be specific, including the play-in game. And D'Angelo Russell has finally found consistency, which I think is the biggest thing here. And I don't think that this Nuggets team is as good as they were last year. Obviously, they're a really good team. They finished with the 2nd seed, but this team is not as good as they are last year. And I think this is also going to, kind of land on how much they respect the Lakers. Like, do they really think they just go in there and play however they want to play and think they're going to get away with it? I personally think if they do that, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. I'm going to take the Nuggets in 6. I think this will be a very competitive series. And I think last year, I hate the phrase most competitive sweep, but all 4 of those games really competitive. Anthony Davis had an incredible series, and he's going to need that again this time. But the Nuggets are just too deep. The bench is too deep. They have no answer for Jamal Murray. They have no answer for Nikola Jokic. And Mike Malone is a way better coach. And then Darvin Ham, who once said in the huddle, I see y'all working hard. Salute. I ain't never heard a nigga say salute in the coaching huddle. But on top of that, play devil's advocate, or as Bang I say, coach, content is king. If the Lakers find a way to win this, they got a chance. They got a chance to come out the West if they win this, because then that monkey's off your back. You slayed the dragon that you couldn't be. In fact, they've lost them the last 8 times. What team you worry about now? If you knock out Denver, that doesn't mean they're going to win. They can lose to OKC. They can lose to Minnesota. But you got to feel very good about that if you knock them off. And honestly, everybody's talking about ducking them, but this is the best time to play them. Play them while you're healthy. But the difference here, I'm gonna take Nuggets in 6. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 5. And honestly, if they swept them niggas, it wouldn't surprise me either. But I'm gonna shoot the Lakers some bell. I'm gonna say Nuggets in 6. And on top of that, I'm gonna say that the Lakers are going to be able to really take advantage of this if Anthony Davis plays the way that he has been playing. If he keeps that level, let LeBron be him, and D'Angelo Russell's hooping, they can win this series, man. But I just think that the Lakers have to play at 10 level all 7 games from the win, and I don't think that that's realistic. So I'm going to go Nuggets in 6. Dante, which way are you leaning for this series between the rematch between Lakers and the Nuggets?
Nuggets in 5. It would be great to see if LeBron could do, have pull one more, trick out his hat. But no, I think the Nuggets are gonna have too much. Pavi has talked all year about how Joker has done the most with the least, and despite them, not being at full strength, I still think that the Nuggets will have more than enough to beat the Lakers. Anthony Davis really struggles with Joker because he has to exert so much energy on the defensive end, and I think that's going to take away from him on the offensive side, and that's going to be a hindrance to the Lakers. We've seen he always has a crazy pattern when they play the Nuggets, where he'll have a great game, then they have a shitty game, and it's back and forth and back and forth. So I think just Joker's overall presence and what he forces Anthony Davis to have to, do and exert that energy, I think that's gonna be a hindrance to the Lakers. So I'm gonna go Nuggets in 5.
Dang, which way you on? You and me? That's been the more competitive series. Oh, you got 4. Okay, I need to hear this. Go ahead.
They losing in 4, fam. Let's say it again. What you say? The most competitive sweep.
Yeah,
that's what this is gonna be, man. Look, I'm gonna say this. Based off of what they said at the end of that game, at the championship parade and all of that, if I'm the Denver Nuggets, I want this matchup more than the Lakers do. I want this. Because y'all act like it was a fluke that we beat y'all the way that we beat y'all.
They do act like that.
Like, how y'all get upset that we beat you? Like, you really thought that that's what it was going to be? Oh, no. We whooping y'all ass. Nuggets and 4.
All right, man. Let's move on to our next West Conference matchup. This team we just talked about, man, the Los Angeles Clippers, who are the 4 seed, will be hosting Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, the 5th seed Dallas Mavericks. Prior to this Kawhi news, I was gonna say Clippers in 7. I don't trust Paul George and James Harden enough. I'm gonna go Mavericks in 7. If Kawhi doesn't play, and this is the tricky thing about Kawhi, he can come back game 2, but I've been covering this team for the last 3 seasons, and one thing I know, when Lawrence Frank comes out and talks to us, which he never does, it's usually Ty. It just means it's not a good thing. If we got to see Lawrence Frank at the podium, it's not a good thing. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb, and I hope I'm wrong because I want to see him play when he's healthy. I love watching Kawhi. Kawhi is a great player. I think Kawhi gets away with murder and legacy talks, but that's a whole different discussion. But Kawhi plays well. I think people say Kawhi doesn't want to play. I think that's false. Kawhi is a cool dude when he does talk. By the way, seeing this nigga laugh in real time, funniest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. Like, he really laughs like that. Like in actual real life conversation. That's actually how Kawhi laughs. But I'm going Mavericks. I'm not expecting Kawhi to play in this series. So just to say, if Kawhi plays and he's playing like Kawhi, I'll take Clippers in 7. But just going off what I know right now, I'm taking Dallas Mavericks in 6. I think Luka's gonna be great. I think Kyrie's gonna be great. I think Kyrie has just had a great year in general. Kyrie has been able to focus on just playing basketball because he's in a city that wants him. I think that when they traded for him a year ago, Mark Cuban actually showed him that we want you here, and he backed it up with the contract he gave him. And I really feel like he feels at home in Dallas. And this team, since they traded for PJ Washington, since they traded for Daniel Gafford, they have been in a great team. And Jason Kidd has really been having the boys rolling. So knowing that Kawhi Leonard probably isn't going to play, I'm going to take Dallas to 6. I think Dallas is going to win this series, and they're going to move on to the next round. Dante, which way do you think this is going to go?
Mavericks in 5. I think we keep forgetting that Luka Doncic really don't like these niggas.
He really don't.
He does not like the Los Angeles Clippers. And with Kawhi being out, I do think they're gonna go down. However many games he misses, they're gonna lose. That's why this damn near might be a sweep. But I'm gonna go Mavs in 5, bro.
Dang,
like I have no faith in James Harden, bro. Like he fucks up
fair.
every time possible. It's like whenever he can do the worst in the playoffs, he do the fucking worst. So I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie is, like I said, quietly having an amazing season, and they're not talking about, bro. But I'm going with Dallas.
Dang, man. Which way you see this one going?
Damn, I just got called a bitch over the phone, y'all.
You're being a bitch right now. Bye.
Damn.
Wow. Who was that called you?
Wow. That was one of my employees calling me a bitch.
You got to fire her. You got to
She
fire
got
her.
a job?
Damn.
She
called
got
me
a job?
bitch, man.
That's crazy. You're a very professional person.
On this weekend.
Very professional person, man. Look at me being called a bitch by my team. With that being said, man, hey, Clippers. Y'all say this the last season in the Staples. Damn, sorry, it's gonna go out like this. Sorry, it's gonna go out like this. As long as Kawhi Leonard ain't playing, man, it is Dallas in 5. If Kawhi plays, Dallas in 6. Either way it go.
So either way, you going Dallas.
Either way it go, man. The Clippers find themselves in the worst position because they shouldn't even be the 4th seed, in my opinion.
They should have been 1 or 2.
Bingo.
And look, it's not even injuries. Them niggas was playing bad. Them niggas was playing bad. Like, they can't just blame injuries.
So I expect them to lose to Kyrie and Luka. Hell no,
LeBron
man.
took them niggas' soul out. I was at that game, and I told Pappy. Pappy said, this game is over. I was like, no, it's not. How many Clippers games we covered? I promise you, LeBron dapped up Hove. Hove was sitting courtside. He dapped up Hove, and it was a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
They have not been the same team since. So yeah,
it's a wrap, man. Yeah. Hey man, hey, break up the Clippers.
Break up the Clippers. But you know, it's the crazy thing, they're not going to because
They can't.
niggas gotta put some butts in the seats.
And they can't. They ain't got no
When
draft
Anthony
picks.
comes. Well, you gotta pay attention to Paul George, and there's some rumors that nigga might want to get up out of there.
Bye.
Now, there's some rumors on that, man. But and by the way, those two games, Nuggets Lakers comes on 8:30 Eastern time on ABC on Saturday. Clippers Mavericks come on 3:30 Eastern time on ABC on Sunday. Final series. Then we got one more topic, and we're gonna wrap today's edition up. The Oklahoma City Thunder. I just want to say this about the Thunder. I think the Thunder are the most interesting team in this playoffs. And I say that because this. If they made a run to the Western Conference Finals, it would not shock me. If they won the Western Conference, it would not shock me. If they lost in the first round, it would not shock me. I don't really know what this team is come playoff time. Are they the naive team that's just going to play well because they don't know no better? Is this a team where they just had a great regular season and they not built like that for the postseason? I don't know. But I do think that either way, these niggas are winning the first series. I don't care if it's New Orleans without Zion. I don't care if it's the Kings. I'm going Thunder in 5. Either way, I think Shea is going to ball out. Chet is going to ball out. You're going to see J-Dub ball out. It's going to be a Rockets crowd out there in OKC. I understand it's been a long time since the OKC Thunder have been a top seed and able to host a postseason series. I'm going with the Thunder no matter who they play this weekend. So I'm going Thunder in 5 no matter if it's the Kings, the Pelicans. But I do think it will be the Sacramento Kings. And if Sacramento had Herter and they had Malik Monk, I give them 6. But with just De'Aaron out there and they're expecting Keegan Murray to play like that for the entire series, I'm going to go with the OKC Thunder. Dante, which way are you leaning?
OKC in 5. OKC in 5. I don't know about all that Western Conference Final shit, but at the same time, I see what you're saying. But no, I don't think they get that far. But they will take care of business in the first round.
I'm not saying they get that far. I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't surprise me. Bang, which way you see this going, no matter if it's the Kings or the Pelicans?
I ain't gonna lie, man. If it's the Kings versus the against the Thunder, I'm taking the Kings.
Even without Malik Monk and without Kevin Herter?
In 7. I'm gonna take them in 7. Because, like you said, I don't know which Thunder I'm gonna get. Like the happy-go-lucky we just here, or we gonna get the team that's just like playing like they just like, yo, it's normal. We supposed to be here. Now, if they go against the Pelicans, that's a sweep. That's a sweep in 4.
Yeah.
But it's just something about battle-tested teams, and the Kings is battle-tested. So I can see the Kings beating them in 7.
Here's a question about the Pelican series. If the Pelicans win, do you think we see Zion in that series at all?
Nope.
Dante, what you think?
I'm done with that soft ass nigga. No, he's gonna sit out. He's done. Like, no, he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play. Let it go. Let it go.
I hope he plays, but you're probably right. That is the nightcap on Sunday. That is the 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central Time game on TNT. So those are our picks for our playoff preview, man. One final topic. We're gonna get up out of here for the weekend, man. LeBron James has assembled the USA Basketball Avengers. The Olympics this year are in Paris. I think it's in July, if I'm not mistaken. Is it July or August? It's 1 to 2. But they have assembled this 12-man roster of LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Tyrese Halliburton, Kawhi Leonard, Drew Holiday, Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. I think this is the last dance. It's the last dance for USA Basketball before them European niggas start running about the gym. In fact, this nigga Joel Embiid is pulling a Kurt Angle joining the alliance by him even being on the American squad. But I appreciate it. I think after this year, it's a wrap. And we're going to start losing to these niggas. But I like this roster. If I was a Clipper fan, I would not want Kawhi Leonard on this team because, nigga, you can't even play now. Why do you want to risk it when it don't matter in the summer? You know how damn mad I'd be if I'm a Clipper fan and we lose in the first round because you couldn't play and then I got to see you playing in exhibition games. I would be hot. And I'm not a fan of defensive stalwarts like Drew Holiday playing in the Olympics. I don't want to see that. I would have thought that Kawhi, even though Kyrie can't play a lick of defense, just for my entertainment value, I would have rather saw Kyrie Irving on there. This team will be coached by Steve Kerr. I think it's going to be. I think they're going to play well. I think they're going to probably run it up and win the gold medals. I think it's the last dance for this team, man, because LeBron's going to be retiring soon. Next Olympics is until 2028. I don't think he'll still be in the league. I don't know if Steph and them niggas will be still be in the league. It might be full Generation Z leading this era by then. Dante, what you think about this USA roster and just, the way that, he's assembled it? Basically, he said a couple months ago that he wants to bring it back home. How do you feel about this?
I mean, it sounds good, but it's going to be even worse if these old niggas get ran off the court. We really have to talk about that as a possibility. It's not the same USA basketball. We can just throw whoever we want out there. And to Kyrie's point, he tweeted, he said, I grew up in a time where we had to, try out for the team. So I think he does have kind of an Isaiah Thomas type of feel to this one, where it's like,
well, Isaiah got blocked because he was an asshole.
But yeah, I'm just saying in a sense, I had a great season and then y'all don't even hit my line. Like that's kind of wild. But yeah. So I'm not with the Kyrie erasure. You feel me?
Do you think this will be the last dance though? I think it's a wrap after this.
Yeah, no, it's done, nigga. It's 4 years from now? Hell no.
Them European niggas, 5-year veteran Wemby. God bless. God bless.
And I heard he got a brother too, and he's not like
right
like Theonis. They said his brother actually good. So
it's gonna be like
he's not a podcaster.
He's not a podcaster. It's gonna be like remember on Chappelle's show where that nigga he didn't get a movie over the Wayans. He likes more of them. That's how I felt when it's another Wembanyama. There's more of them niggas. That's how I feel. Bang, what you think about this new roster for the USA?
Hey, I feel you, man. It's the last dance. I don't even the Olympics is gonna be like the all-star game for these kids. Like, yo, we just went overseas to have a vacation. Like, we just went over it. Anthony Edwards hopefully is the kid that turns it around and say, okay, this is why these shits mean something. I bet. We hooping in 2028. But where's the Olympics in 2028?
I have no idea.
Hold on, let me.
Where will the Earth be in 2028?
Man, I don't know.
Shit.
Yes, big question.
Will we even have an Earth to play the Olympics on? Is a big question.
So, we tweaked. If the Olympics happens, if the world is still around, the Olympics happen in 2028 in LA.
And we're gonna get washed at home.
We about to get washed at the crib, G.
Not on our land.
We about to
not
get
on our
washed.
land.
They better get that nigga Wemby a motherfucking USA passport. Something.
Fam.
You better pay him something.
Something,
Get him
G.
USA residents.
Because, my God, fam. Everybody gonna be gone by 2028.
Bron
This is the last day. They might as well get the documentary cameras rolling now. This is the last dance.
Nigga, Jason Tatum is gonna be the captain of that team in 2020.
Oh, we washed, man.
Speaking of Jason Tatum, this nigga wearing 10. Because Kobe wore 10.
Stop
it.
Don't
like it.
Stop it. Cosplay Kobe, stop it, bro.
It's nasty.
Enough, bro. I'm tired of it. But I wonder, do y'all think there are camera crews? I would think LeBron's premeditated self has uninterrupted cameras following them this summer.
Oh, nigga. It's the last dance.
The last dance of USA
Steph get his first gold medal. Steph got a camera.
God, he don't have
Steph got a camera crew.
Yeah.
LeBron got everybody who got a production company got a camera crew.
And Steph needs better promo after putting out that Good Times.
Boy, that shit was terrible.
Nigga said he's showing the low income residents that they don't want living next to him.
Yeah, even though they gassed that situation, but yeah.
Can I just say this? We at the end of the show. I don't care. I feel stuff.
But that's the thing. But they were building condos in his backyard.
I don't want niggas looking in my backyard. No, nigga, I got kids. My wife got a career too. She got 7 million followers. Nigga, no. Go down the bridge. Call me what you want.
Hey, man. Hey, it's gonna be bad for us in LA, fam. The ladies. Hey, we gonna be looking like the men's soccer team. The ladies gonna be dominant and shit. We gonna be Huff.
Right, it's gonna be Caitlin 5th year. Angel gonna be in there like, what release you won that goal?
You're gonna have a whole bunch of overtime elite kids playing against Slovenia
Niggas gonna
in
be going
France.
Niggas gonna be going to Delilah doing their off days because it's in LA. We don't need
Right.
that, man. Whose idea was it to have it in LA?
Oh
Whose
man,
bright idea was
America's.
that? Then when Chicago tried to get it for years.
This is the year we supposed to have
This is
it.
the year we supposed to have it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, man, but that's all we got for y'all on this edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. Went a little early for y'all so we could, talk before the play-in tournament starts tonight, man. As I said early in the show, on Thursday. We'll be back on Monday, of course. Me, Bang, Dante, Mikey will be back. Courtney will be back. And then we'll announce the release date for the Hot Corner podcast. We have the date, but we'll wait till Courtney gets on here Monday so we can announce it to y'all. But next Thursday, NFL Draft Special on H&B Media
NFL
TV.
Draft Special
On the Barbershop Network. It says hosted by Scott Lewis for contractual reasons, but it will be hosted by Mr. J.R. Bang. For contractual reasons, I have to be on this. But also, Dante will be there. Courtney, Mikey, I will be live from Hallis Hall. I will be checking in for at least 20 to 30 minutes from Hallis Hall to give y'all what the perspective is of round 0 after the Bears draft Caleb and whoever they drafted 9, man. So tune in 7:30 Eastern time, 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific for the I'm Not Gonna Hold You NFL Draft Special. Bang is laughing because he really knows the contractual situation that I am talking about. So that's all we got for y'all today, man. Y'all know to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BarbChairScott. Follow the Barbershop Network at BarbershopNet. Follow H&B Media at H&B Media TV on Twitter and H&B Media on Instagram. Visit our Patreon, patreon.com/Barbershop Network. There's a new episode of Summer Sessions out. For those of you wondering about Tuesday, we will only have a pod on Tuesday if Kendrick Lamar drops a diss. If he drops a diss by Tuesday morning, you'll have a podcast. If not, we'll holler at y'all the week after that. Check that out. Me and Dante have our Entourage Rewatch 20th Anniversary podcast. We got 2 episodes right now as we reviewing the first 4 episodes of Entourage Season 1. We will be recording the next episodes this weekend, so look out for that every Tuesday and Thursday. Return to Queens Boulevard. Look out for that, man. So y'all can follow. Also, get in tune with our sponsors, Pillars. Visit pillarsclub.co. Go to pillars_club on Instagram or visit any of their 3 locations in the Chicagoland area. That is at the West Loop location over there on Madison. There's one in the Chicago Ridge Mall and one in the Orland Park Mall, man. Get in tune with them. They got a new 40% discount. Get your code on pillarsclub.co to get you, 40% off on some of your gear, man. Of course, you can follow JR Bang at JR Bang on all social media.
I'm just working. I'm just here.
He's just working. He's just here. You can follow Dante at OctoberZone on Twitter. And, of course, you can follow me at BarChairScott on all social media networks. Enjoy y'all playoff weekend. I definitely will. I have a fridge with alcohol in it that I will be indulging in and eating food. It'll probably cut my life by 10 years, but we're going to have a good time watching these playoffs this weekend. We're going to holler at y'all on Monday. I'm not going to hold you. We about here.